What's going on? Move the Mouse here, back again in City Skylines with our Let's Play Season 7 episode number 20. And the town's really starting to take shape. There's still so much to do, but I think I've identified a really important project for today. So if we take a look over here, we got a bit of a traffic problem happening. We got a couple traffic problems happening. This one we've known about for a while. This is all the traffic getting off at this main drag. Looks like it's just having some problems supporting that. But the other big traffic problem we have developing is all this backup over here. And this is all going to our industrial area. And we've got a little bit of demand. I think it's time to start moving this out. Start moving everybody in over by the airport and come up with a better way to get them into this zone. So, I think we'll move our monument. We'll get rid of these buildings. And we'll make some room for an actual industrial area and try and make this a little bit more efficient. So let's do that. We'll pause. I'm going to move our Eden project. And we're just going to move it over here for now. This is not its final resting place. Nor is this the final spot for the collider. But that is not the collider. Is it? I don't know why that looked like the stadium or the opera house to me for a minute there. It wasn't lining up right. And then we can just bulldoze these for now. These don't belong over here, that's for sure. So we'll get rid of those. Those are all requirements for some of the monuments that we dropped in. Now, I've done this in previous episodes, but what we kind of have as a problem here is we have all this traffic coming off the highway. And then it slows down on this 2-lane road and everybody's coming off of there. What I would like to do is have exit ramps instead. So, sorry for the whipping the camera around here. Let's get everything on this block over here. And we'll delete this little segment. In fact, let's delete all that because we can bring this straight. And this is a 2-lane highway. That's totally fine. I think we'll have room to upgrade it if we need to. So that should be this one, 2-lane highway. And I come to think of it, let's do one thing first. So on regular roads, I'm going to come out, I don't know, about 10 units. We'll upgrade this to highway so that we have a nice parallel stretch of highway that runs right along that. And let's see what we did for a gap here. So 1,000 worth of road. I hope I measured the right segment. That wasn't just an oddball. But we want to give ourselves plenty of room to expand down here. So we'll define a couple blocks for now. That should be pretty good. You know what? It's not like we don't have money. 6 million in the bank. We'll bring it all the way down here. Let's see, 1 or 2 more. Maybe 2 more. Just to have a really huge industrial pocket over here. We can always thin it out a little bit if we can't support the traffic, but I think having a highway like this is going to make it a little bit better. But we don't want to go much more than that. So we'll go back to our highway, 2-lane highway, freeform, and we will hook this in like that. And now we'll upgrade that road that we created to highway. We should be able to just continue this on straight and stay parallel, you would think. So we've still got the one-ways here kind of coming around the outside loop. The outside loop just brings people all the way around. And anytime you turn into the zone, you're going all the way across. And then the side streets bring traffic back out of the zone. If you need to stay in to deliver to another business, you can stay on this inner belt. Or if you need to go out, We could probably make this a bit more of a curve because I think traffic's kind of slowing down too much there. But this is our first kind of step for all this traffic that's getting backed up. We want to get it into the zone faster, and the highway should let us do that. Now, one of the things I've done in the past was alternating left and right-hand exits. But we'll see if we need to do that. We probably will, and it's a lot easier with an elevated road here. But I'm hoping this will help alleviate and keep some of the traffic flowing a little bit faster. This is kind of stage one of improvements to our industrial area. And that's good for now. We've got a lot of excess area over there. We could move out, not too fast, but let's move out some of these industrial buildings over here. We'll get rid of a couple blocks. We'll get rid of this whole piece over here. That's maybe okay. Maybe that's a little fast. But let's stamp some more down over this way. I'll tell you what, we'll fill in these blocks right here. We will slowly add to it. So where are the industrial roads? There we go. And we'll upgrade these. Now let's get a couple more blocks out here. That should, I think, meet our demand for now. Going to cause a little bit of unemployment to do all this. But sometimes you got to do that. You got to make way for progress. So let's fill that in with industrial. We'll make sure all this is watered. We weren't zoning on this outer side. Maybe we will. We could even zone over here now if we wanted to. Not that piece. Let's check our water pipes. This is that crooked one I hooked up the other day to water those unique buildings and monuments. So we're all watered there. I didn't realize we still have a coal power plant over here. Get rid of that. We certainly don't need the power right now. I accidentally dropped in another nuclear power plant when I could have just turned these on. So I got to remember those two are off. So when we need power, if we need power, we probably won't with two in a city this size. But if we do, hopefully I will remember to turn that on next time. All right, so we're bringing all the traffic into the zone now on the highway. We haven't really changed anything else about the flow here, but let's hit play. It's going to despawn a couple vehicles. Most of them have adjusted to their new route now. And if cars start slowing down or lining up too much in the left-hand lane, then we'll direct the traffic so that the left-hand lane can only exit. And then the next lane can go straight. But let's throw it on, what? Is this still a congestion point right here? It really shouldn't be. Why are those cars merging over to the right? Let's stop that. We'll do some lane selection here so that they go into that lane. They go into that lane. It makes sense, but the AI is not doing that, unfortunately. And then I guess we'll just do this while we're here. So left lane is exit only. Straight can go to either lane, or the right lane, I should say. And this should, I think it was already starting to help, but that the highway interchange, where the off-ramp was meeting the other ramp, was not helping us out. That needs to smooth out to get traffic off the highway better. And since there are nodes in between each one of these exits, it should enable them to... to exit smoothly. So let's see what that does for traffic. Let's let it play for a minute. See if that seems to be flowing any smoother. That definitely seems to be zippering a little bit better here. We needed to catch up to what's happening back here on the highway. What we could do, this whole segment right here, I think is 3-lane highway, right? Man, I need to play with my glasses on. It is 3-lane highway. So if we go into highways and go over to our 4-lane highway and upgrade this offending segment. Whoops, not that piece. Not that piece. That should give us an additional lane, and if we zip up over here, you can see that the right-hand lane is exit only, and look at that. That's moving pretty good now. So we definitely solved this part of the problem here. That has helped out quite a lot. There's a lot of traffic, but it's moving. Let's see where we're at. 76. That's not too bad. Someone mentioned in the comments that we should probably consider another metro line coming into industrial, and we most likely will do that at some point. It will probably help with abandonment, which I'm guessing is what happened there. You can see the only icon that we've got popping up is the not enough workers icon. The ice cube factory, no! No ice cube factory, please don't abandon. You're very important to the town of Portsmouth. We appreciate you. And we'll do whatever we can to help stimulate the economy for... No! Never mind. Take it back. Abandoned. Historical building. I'll try to remember not to demo that one. I don't know if that was the ice cube factory or just another ice cube factory. I can't remember. Shame on me. I can't remember what the building looked like, but I felt it was down further on this side of the street. Could be wrong though. So that's filling in. We're dropping our zoning demand for industrial, and traffic seems to be moving along really nicely. So if you've got mass transit, you don't necessarily need traffic manager. Just adding a 4th lane, which is exit only, helps the other 3 lanes cruise right on by and gets the traffic that's getting off the highway over to that side. Helps out a lot. Things are moving pretty good here, and then we've got this problem, which this is a 4-lane highway here, but this is just so slow. It's a constant flow of traffic coming off of there. And it kind of looks like a lot of them are just despawning when they hit the metro. Is that what all of our traffic is? Is it all people parking their cars getting to the metro? Let's watch it at 1 speed. Let's see if we can... So yeah, that guy just stopped his car in the middle of the road. So... Can we upgrade this segment to 6-lane road? Would that help us? I don't know. How do we solve this one, right? This is a tricky one right here. It looks like Metro is contributing to that particular intersection being a problem. I wanted to. Let's take a look in cinematic. I kind of want to fill in some of this with trees, just so that this town is like really cut out of the wilderness. But I think we've got a lot of tree cover in the area. We've still got some areas we've got to build up. So maybe we save that. So I kind of did that over here. where the neighborhoods are kind of filled in, those gaps with trees. I didn't fill in kind of inside here. You know, where those gaps are, right? There probably wouldn't be giant fields behind people's houses. I mean, sometimes there are, but not in a town like this. Let's throw some trees down in this segment and see what it looks like. Ooh, see how it lags. At some point, we do have to worry about prop item limit. So when you create a map in the map maker, you can have 250,000 trees, and that is it. So we can't fill in the entire space of the map. But I kind of would like to fill in some of these neighborhoods just a little bit. Where some of those gaps are. I'm not going to fill in too much on the coastline, on the river's edge there, because probably you might want to see your waterfront property. But we'll just give this a light tree brush, not too much. We want to fill in some of the gaps, not turn it into a forest. Something like that. We've got a little bit of residential demand. We've still got some places over here that are zoned that aren't moved in yet. So we'll round out a couple of these blocks. Get that all filled in. Do we have a single solitary school over here? We do. I do need to revamp the high schools and get some of those models in. There were some comments that said that they wanted to see that too, but we'll do that on the next episode. I loaded in today and I saw that traffic problem, and I thought it would be good to work on industrial a little bit. This might be easier with the brush. I don't want to paint in little single zones like that. I don't want tiny little houses moving in, so just keep an eye out for those. It's certainly fine if you fill them in on your map, but let me see if I can find any. You know, like, I guess when you really zoom in on it, they're not that out of place, but the full lots look a little better in my opinion. But to each their own. How's their golf course doing? Looks like it's well watered and not highly trafficked, as we would expect. They're technically park objects, but there are a bunch of parks that are disconnected that people can't get to because they can get to the road, but then they can't really get to the park because there's no paths. We could put and I should at some point, if I really want to detail this out, put little footpaths that lead from hole to hole, but they don't link up correctly. So you won't see this. This is more for a satellite view kind of thing. Not really something that you're going to benefit from, like actually seeing people play golf. I don't know. I can't remember. Did I put... I did put an elementary school down here. Okay, good. I couldn't remember if I revamped education down here. This needs to change. I'm going to look at some satellites of some Google Earth overheads of the different surrounding areas and do some little residential areas. We've got to get kind of a little bit of population in here, a little bit over here. You know, this is probably a few thousand people spread over this entire area that you see on screen. So this is just way too dense for this far outside of the main Portsmouth town. This is pretty dense over here. This side, this is Kittery. There's like some outlets and shopping and businesses, but it does feather off pretty fast as you get into Maine. Maine is a very wild state. You've got Kittery and Portland not too far from the New Hampshire border, but as you get further and further up, towns get further and further apart. And I don't think a lot of people realize how big Maine is. Like, it can take 6 hours at least to drive across, maybe more, depending on where you're going. Like, the northern parts of Maine that touch Canada, there's nothing for 100 miles and then a little town. So we'll try and at least capture this area pretty well, and then again feather things off. We've still got a university build to do over this way somewhere, so we'll get to that. But let's zoom back in and see how this is doing, because sometimes it'll clear up and then it looks like it's doing all right. We're having worker problems, right? So one, let's see what our employment is at. Where is that? This one? 35% unemployment. Okay, let's do one more thing here. We're gonna bring a metro line up there. So where are we well serviced? We've got the red and the orange lines that kind of meet in this downtown station. You've got the yellow, which ties into that, and that covers a lot of our residential population. We could have another little line maybe that hooks in through here somewhere and maybe brings people over into the industrial area. Let's see if we can get creative about how we tunnel, because we can't just do a perpendicular tunnel through there. So let's get a station over here somewhere. Maybe right there, kind of in the middle of this area. And then here's what I'm thinking we do. So we will... Let's see. We want to hook it in to this station, I think. So we'll do that, and then we're going to have to come down one click. And we'll do that right there. Why is that space already occupied? It shouldn't be if we're going down a click. Okay, we'll come down 2 clicks. So we'll do that. We'll give these people a way to hook into the yellow line, which then from here can start to go off this way. Maybe we can even have another stop up here somewhere. Let's look at that. This little house. And then let's look at where we want our stations. So this is going to go. So we're not worried about that right now. Now, ideally, I was going to throw them on this side of the street, but then you've got pedestrians crossing over. So we're going to throw them on this side, say, every 2 blocks. Those might be a little bit close, but we're trying to make it really easy for people to get here. So at some point we'll probably fill in a little bit of zoning here, and we can drop another stop along the way. But that should hopefully be a good start. So let's get this line hooked up. We'll have a bit of traffic at that one. But this should encourage some people to come over here if the commute was the problem. It could be an overeducation thing, like you can work in city skylines if you're overeducated, but it may be still less appealing to people. So let's let that play for a minute. Let's see what our employment problem over here is looking like. It's pretty rough. But as you can see, there wasn't really an easy way for a lot of people to get here, right? All these people have to go onto this highway, which was really clogged. All these people over here had to come out to the highway and up through there. And it just wasn't easy to get up there. So you need to give people alternate routes, especially when you're doing tricks like Old Town that say, you know, you can't take cars into zones that you're not actually doing business in or living in. So let's 3 times speed it for a minute. Watch our traffic flow around the industrial area, and see if at least some of those pop-ups go away. I feel like some of them did just go away, and the buildings themselves should level up because they're services. Oh, no, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I just zoomed far enough away where I was ignoring the problem. Whew. Alright, well, we'll get it figured out. We will. But let's break some of that. We've got to figure out some new commercial spots, and I think over here would be good. This commercial area, at least, seems to be doing really well. So if we're going to get some more commercial, we'll probably have a little bit more over here towards the water's edge. We'll also have a commercial sector over this way. Did anybody move into our island yet? No, why not? Why wouldn't you want to move in here? It's beautiful. Is this a zoning thing? Is this a... What's going on here? Themes? So enable theme management for this district is turned off. I think that's okay. So we have lots of abandonment happening in the buildings that have just moved in. So like people are working everywhere else except that poor ice cube factory, and they haven't come in this way. If this over here continues to be a problem, what we could do is not provide an exit to the highway here, but kind of do the same thing on the other side. So like, you know, exits that come off this way that all go to the highway, with maybe one little loop around here, because you can see, like, this outer loop is a one-way road. So if I need to come back into the zone, I can. But most of the traffic is not. Most of the traffic is trying to leave the zone, and it's kind of getting backed up here. So one car turned back in so far. So let's fix this one more little thing for today. So we will upgrade tool. We'll make this a 2-lane. Right? All the way to down there where it splits. And then let's traffic manage these 2 intersections. Whoa, where'd my mouse go? So if we go in a lane connector, and we will fix this a different way too, so don't feel left out if you're on console. I'm going to do the same sort of thing as exit ramps on the other side. But just as a quick fix for today, we'll use our one of our favorite cheats, the traffic manager. So here, let's encourage people to take either lane, because up here, let's say either lane can exit. Come on. But only the outer lane can go straight. And it doesn't really matter, they can go to either. This one will say, if you want to go left, take the closer lane. If you want to go straight, take the outer lane. And back down here, let's dump these cars into this lane. So we're forcing all of this traffic that's getting backed up to take this lane, which looks relatively open. This traffic's going to go straight. Both lanes can exit, and the outer lane can go back into the zone. And these can still do the same thing. So we're not really stopping anybody from doing anything they were doing before. We're just trying to get them to use the lanes a little bit smarter. So again, we'll leave it on 3 times speed for a minute, see if that smooths the flow out, and hopefully it does. And then we'll probably call it quits for today. All right, new idea. Let's change this a little bit. So this intersection cleared up, but this is no good up here. Okay, I take it back. No, we'll leave it. We'll leave it for today. We will do kind of an exit ramp on the other side at some point. But that will be a project for another day. That'll be Industry 2.0 or 3.7. We keep upgrading. We'll keep moving people out. Did I not de-zone all of these? I did. Why are they all still here? Because they're historical and they don't need zoning? I don't understand. All right. Okay. Great spot to end. We'll do a little cinematic flyby of our industrial zone, I think, here. Let me set the sun somewhere cool. Get some shadows. Ooh, there we go. Just a little bit of sun cutting up over the horizon. Just a little sunlight coming over at dawn. Not even cracking the horizon, just about to. But that's a good spot for us to break for today. So hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, likes, comments, and shares all help the channel a lot and are greatly appreciated. If you're new, subscribe, hit the bell to get notifications. And if you want to get involved in the discussion, come on over to the Discord and join us over there. We talk about cities. We talk about all kinds of other games. Mostly I've been talking about Borderlands 3 lately. We just finished the campaign last night, Sunday night. So, yeah, come on over, talk some games with us. And stay tuned. I'm going to try and do a live stream tomorrow night. But again, check out the Discord for more information on that. New videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Hope you have a fantastic week. And until the next one, this is Move the Mouse, signing off.